welcome back to RC Icons. In this episode, another Rubrix Racing car. Who's Rubrix Racing? Well, if you didn't see my video a couple of weeks ago on the RRP RX4, the Yokomo MX4 prototype car that Ruben and Rubrix Racing is reproducing, you'll have to go back and check out that video. It was 2 weeks ago Wednesday, or today. Well, they're back at it with a two-wheel drive version. So this one is the RRP RSX. So I've got a little bit of history here from Ruben and Dan over at Dragon Punch about the particular car. This one, I actually bought this car. So it's mine. It's staying here. It's not another customer's where it's getting shipped off later. And I'm real excited about it. Dan offered it to me and I jumped on the opportunity. It's number 2 in the serial number. So it's the second car essentially that they built. So Rubrix RC is continuing its mission to revive and innovate vintage RC legends. We wanted to take a unique approach into the always crowded two-wheel drive RC10 market by incorporating a customized steering configuration with similar to those found in the 94 to 97 WCS Yokomo buggies and adapting it to a modified version of the RC10 Graphite. Hear that? The RC10 Graphite. This is cool. I love the Graphite. I have a TQ10 and I have a Graphite. I showed them last year in the vacation buys videos. Super cool that they're redoing this. To do this, we partnered with our fellow friend and RC enthusiast Dan at Dragon Punch RC, and the RRP RSX was born. This setup pays homage to Masami Hirosaka's 1989 JMRCA All Japan Championship with his RC10 GX and his 1990 Rubrix Racing Champions RC10 team car. Each chassis is custom engraved and serialized, and the chassis layout is specific to RRP's steering setup and drilled to allow for multiple battery configurations. This is just a sampling of things to come from Rubrix Racing as they unveil its X-Gen hop-up product line in Rubrix Racing Reimagined. So the idea behind the chassis and the actual design is essentially this. Rubrix RC is expanding and redefining its parts platform. In addition to the expansive parts currently available, if you didn't know, they make aftermarket parts for the YZ10, the MX4 WCS prototype, and the AE or associated RC10. Those are products that are already on their website and for sale. It's broadening their focus and innovating newly engineered products for these platforms centered around RC legends and vintage racing in 2024 and beyond. With this, Rubrix RC is rolling out its Hop-Ups division, which is called X-Gen Innovations, which began with the RRP RX4 Evo. So in my last video I had the RX4, which was the 97 MX4 prototype that Rubrix Racing is making, and then they have the version which is the Evo for more modern day racing. And continuing on its first two-wheel drive product, the RRP RSX, which is what's in this box. RRP knew that it wanted to take a unique approach to the two-wheel drive RC10 market, so they recruited Dan to spearhead the two-wheel drive product line. Using their favorite RC10, the Graphite team chassis, as a starting point, they modified and redesigned it to work with a modified version of the 94 to 97 Yokomo WCS steering configuration. This setup pays homage to the winning buggies Masami Hirosaka used in '89 on his RS10 GX, which won the JMRCA All Japan Championships, and the 1990 Gold Pan team car that he won the Rubrix Racing Champions with. So like I said, each chassis is engraved and uniquely serialized. The carbon fiber used for the chassis configuration is very stiff, greatly exceeding the rigidity of the original RC10 carbon. Each chassis has been drilled to allow for multiple battery configurations and aid in center balancing. And then the servo and steering configuration aids in center balancing and weight distribution. So they basically took the RC10 Graphite and they modified it to the same steering configurations that Masami Hirosaka used on his Graphite, but then they beefed it up, making it stiffer and more capable of balancing the weight distribution to cater to modern day racing. That's the synopsis that I'm getting from this, which is cool as hell. Kind of like the Evo, they took the MX4 prototype and they dolled it up to compete in modern day racing, right? So they're doing the same thing with the RC10 Graphite. That's what's in here. So there's the specifics to the car that I got. They built 4 prototypes, the initial proof of concept, and 3 finished builds to help illustrate the vision. The 3 finished builds serialized are the RXX D1 through RSX D3. My car is the RSX D2. Dan has D1 and Ruben has D3. So I feel honored to be holding D2, which is one of the first 3 ever produced. This build was completed using nylon parts, team shocks, and stealth transmission from Fan RC, carbon towers from XGen Concepts, which is RRP. The front tower is a beefed World's Carbon version, which is their V1 front tower. I'm sorry, their V1 front tower is coming shortly. So their front tower that's on this is a beefed World's Carbon version. And the rear tower is an RRP V1 rear tower, which allows the shell to sit lower on the chassis and facilitate an optional B6 wing mount while being very strong. The beautiful paintwork is partnership with Rubrix RC and PJ Designs on a classic Viper shell. The Viper shell is what Masami Hirosaka used on the 89 car. I believe he used it on the 90 car as well. I've got a Viper shell for when I do my 89 replica. Hardware is comprised of titanium topside and stainless steel on the underside. Titanium turnbuckles, stainless steel ball studs, MIP CVDs, J-Concept monoblock wheels, and J-Concept tires. Avid ball bearings, Kindex front bumper, and it was built and assembled by Dan at Dragon Punch, which is super cool. It just notes thread locking. So moving forward with Rubrix Racing, or Rubrix RC, they are currently taking orders for the RRP RSX. I will put Ruben's website up, as well as I will put it in the description. You can also find him on Facebook at Rubrix Racing Products. And they will be sending their RSX hop-up offering over the next few months, so keep an eye out for updates. I know they just completely redid the website, and it should be up and running by the time this video airs. So exciting new additions to the RRP RX4 Evo lineup are now on the horizon. So make sure that you like and follow Rubrix Racing or Rubrix RC. It looks like on Instagram it's Rubrix_RP and DragonPunch_RC. I will put them up as well. So let me bring the camera over. I have not even opened this. I've only seen pictures of this car. So this is like a true unboxing for me. I'm honored to have the car, and Ruben and I have been in discussion since we've done the MX4 video. And there will be one going to Australia. I don't think that I will be driving it. Jason or Lou may be driving it. I told Ruben I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy. I'm not a racer. You guys all know that. It's not. It wouldn't be in good hands with me. I wouldn't be able to show what its potential is. So, but it will come to Australia with me, whether it gets there before me or comes with me. We will have it in a tent with us. We will show it off, and then someone who's capable will drive it. So super exciting stuff with Ruben, Dan, and RRP. Let me get the camera over here. We'll open this thing up. The car is gorgeous. Just from the pictures, it's like this thing is awesome. So really looking forward to this. All right, let's get this thing open. This has been here probably 2 weeks, sitting over in the corner of my studio. I just have not had time to open the box, and I really wanted to open it on camera, but I've been eagerly anticipating it. Sorry for the noise. We've got an under tray, which is cool as hell. That means you can drive this car and you don't have to worry about destroying all that beautiful carbon. Nice. We've got a clear wing. Sweet. Right? Very cool. Show you the body first. Looks like we got some body mounts. Probably gonna have to put the car together a little bit, which is fine. Wow. How sweet is that thing? Of course, that's all paint. So PJ Designs did all this. Beautiful. This car is one of the reasons why I didn't keep the Masami livery for the 870C. I gave it to Jason. I knew this was coming in, so. And then the car. Wow. There's your engraved serial number at the top here. RSX D2. So you can see all the different drilling for the battery mounts. This is definitely thicker and stiffer than the original. You can feel it just in your hands. Holy smokes. This thing is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Very cool. So obviously there's no body mounts. He's got them here. Looks like with the tools. Shock tool. Some extra shock pistons. The wheel nut tool. awesome. Boy, those shock towers are beefy. Damn. Now there's an RC10 graphite. Holy smokes. I just want to see. So this mounts. Front bumper. And rear bumper. A rear motor guard. Yeah, we're going to throw that on real quick if you guys don't mind. So let's do this. 2 millimeter, 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter. That's a 2. That's a 2. 2.5. Yeah, so what they're doing, I think, is just super cool. You know what I mean? It's there's not too many companies out there that are recreating these cars. Associated certainly isn't re-reing Graphite at the time. So for them to do it, and not only do it, but to do it and pay homage to Masami and what he was doing back then by taking Yokomo steering and putting it on his RC10. Obviously it was Masaki that was doing it all, but because he was building the rigs. I think it's just cool as hell, because these cars were never offered, so it's not like you could buy them back then, and you certainly can't buy them now. You can recreate them, which is what they're doing, but to have it offered to the general public in this way is, I think it's just cool as hell. Alright, so where is my Phillip head? And then to be able to have one down in Australia with us is going to be super neat. I might bring this car as well. Show this one off too. And then they're partnering with other people in the business that are making parts for these cars, which is super neat, like Fan RC. There's parts on here from Fan RC, and that's Fan is doing amazing work, and I think Ruben and Dan are just kind of following in their footsteps, just in a different way, because it's not all kind of stock parts. It's stuff that mimics what Masami did back in the day. Now look at that thing. Now she's ready to rip. Awesome. I'm not sure who makes that. Might be Penguin. So real quick while I have it off, if you look at the shock towers, you can see how thick they are. You remember in the bio, he was talking about beefed up shock towers, front and rear, and they're absolutely beefed up. And then if you look at the steering, if you know the WCS or the Yokomo steering, it's very different to the Associated steering, where the Associated has like the L-shaped bell cranks, and the Yokomo is more of a straight bell crank with the adjuster on the bottom. You can see it there. Nice graphite bridge, which is why Masami used this layout on his car. Not to say that the Associated one was bad, it was just very different. And this made this car, the steering at least, feel pretty much identical to the Yokomo cars that he was driving, which is important. because you didn't have a huge, you had a difference in the way the cars were handling between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, but not so much the way that the steering felt, because it was the same. So yeah, it's a treat to have this in the collection. To be able to get number 2 is just awesome. So yeah, what a car. Does have a slipper on it. You can see the stealth transmission from Fan RC. Fan RC makes this whole transmission. They make a ton of parts, to be honest. MIP CVDs, just butter smooth. Titanium all up top, all the hardware up top's titanium. I just want to keep taking the body on and off, and then underneath, like he said, stainless steel underneath. There is some titanium. These are titanium. The gearbox screws are titanium. And some of the other screws are actually titanium as well, with stainless. Super, super cool what they're doing. So yeah, you guys will have to keep an eye out for what RRP's doing on Facebook and on Instagram. They're coming out with new products and parts every single day. And it's just super neat. Those are the rest of the body mounts and tools. If you know Associated, you've seen these tools before. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Let me move the camera over for a closing. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. I hope you guys liked the new car, the RRP RSX. Like I said, I'm honored to have it. The thing is insane. Cool as hell. Man, is it smooth. I know they're planning on doing complete builds, but they are selling the chassis with the steering components as a package, and then you can build up the rest of the car however you want it. That is an option. But if you wanted a complete build from RRP, they will do it for you. They'll take a commission to build the entire car however you want it. So yeah, something different and unique, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I don't have a Graphite that's built. I have my TQ, but it's in the basement and it needs a full restoration. The chassis on it's gorgeous. So this is the first Graphite of 3 that will eventually be in a collection that is complete, that I can actually put in the glass cabinets. It's probably going to sit right next to my original Worlds car, to be completely honest, and my 97 Masami car. So yeah, just absolutely cool. I appreciate Dan reaching out and offering this one to me. He didn't have to do that. So to get number 2 is exciting. I'm torn. I kind of want to run it. I may have to run it. I just get another under tray for it and hope for the best. I don't know that I would run this body. I have a couple of other bodies that I could run on the car. But yeah, it's just one of those cars you can just tell a thing's going to be awesome. So yeah, make sure you check out RRP's website, rubrixrc.com. Follow them on Facebook. They're also both very big in the Yokomo Elite builds on Facebook. You can see Yokomo builds on there, but they'll probably be showing a lot of the Rubrix stuff on there as well. So if you're not already following them and you're interested in this kind of stuff, absolutely make sure you check in and follow with them and see the products that are being sold. They have a ton of stuff already for like the YZ10, the MX4, and the original RC10 Gold Pan. And this is just like their next offering of parts, right? So now they're getting into the Graphite, with Yokomo steering mods, and a whole nother chapter for them. So great stuff from RRP. Exciting times. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd ask you to consider subscribing to support the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of RRP and their stepping off a cliff essentially and making these cool stuff for us. And thumbs up, thumbs down, usual stuff. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks.